This Pittsburgh Steelers Diontae Johnson situation is getting out of control. So, there's some people in the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base who think Diontae Johnson's a solid wide receiver and would like to see him stick around and be the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver for years to come. But on the other hand, there's people in the fan base who want Diontae Johnson gone immediately and think that he drops the ball too much and he runs backwards on his passes and wants him gone. So, I believe this Diontae Johnson situation is getting out of control because right now Diontae Johnson is ranked in the top 5 of the NFL in wide receivers by ESPN in these 3 categories: getting open, making the catch, and yards after catch. When we look at Diontae Johnson getting open, he's one of the best in the league in route running, pivoting, and just putting his foot in the ground, making directional cuts, and just getting open. It's not his fault that sometimes the ball just doesn't find him or the ball is overthrown or underthrown. His getting open ability is one of the best in the league, and that's something that the Steelers lack. They lack people who could just get separation on their routes, and without Diontae Johnson there, I believe they're going to have a lack of ability to get open, and Diontae Johnson was one of the best in the league in getting open. So, making the catch. The Steelers fans kind of get on Diontae Johnson for dropping the ball a lot. But when we look at Diontae Johnson outside of his first couple of years, the last 2 years, he hasn't really dropped the ball that much. Based off his targets, and he's one of the highest targeted wide receivers in the league, he only drops the ball in one of the lowest categories in the league. And based off PFF's ranking of drops last season, they only credited Diontae Johnson with 2 drops the entire year. So that situation is not really out of control when I see it like that. And yards after the catch, Diontae Johnson is one of the best in the league in making stuff happen after the catch. And yes, he runs backwards on some plays, and sometimes you wonder what he's doing. But in general, his ability to make stuff happen in short yardage and just take it for a long run is actually great. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's look at Diontae Johnson and the Pittsburgh Steelers fans talking about they want to trade him. When you look at Diontae Johnson, many people want him traded for like a first round draft pick and don't think he's a solid wide receiver. But if you don't think he's a solid wide receiver, why are you expecting that first round draft pick in return? If you think he's not a solid wide receiver, why do you think you're just going to be able to fleece a team for a first round pick? Me in general, I think he would be around a first or second round draft pick, maybe a later first or early second round. But he's worth $18 million on his contract right now, and some teams might not want to pay that. But I believe, based off his production and just looking at who he's played with at quarterback over his career, he's actually a solid wide receiver. Looking at his first year in the league, he played with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges as his quarterback, and he still put up 59 receptions for 680 yards. You have to realize he came in as a third round pick out of Purdue. Who would have thought that he would be at this level of a wide receiver right now in his career? In his second year in 2020, he was playing with a Ben Roethlisberger who just came back from a torn elbow. So are you expecting him to put up big numbers early in his career with these type of quarterbacks? Even in his third year, he's still playing with Ben Roethlisberger in his last season, and he put up some big production. 169 targets, 107 receptions, 1,161 yards. And in 2022, he played with Kenny Pickett in his rookie season, and even Mitch Trubisky, who got benched. So he's playing with these quarterbacks who's in late stages of their career or early stages of their career, rookie quarterbacks or Ben Roethlisberger. So he's not really playing with these quarterbacks right now who've been in the league for a long time, who he's been able to build a reputation with and build that chemistry with. The only person he's really only had 2 years to play with is Ben Roethlisberger, and we've seen that big jump that he made in the second year with Ben Roethlisberger. So let's just see what he does in his second year with Kenny Pickett after building more chemistry. And we already see them going to Miami, Florida to kind of work out to build that chemistry. So let's see what he has in a second year with Kenny Pickett under quarterback. And just looking at Diontae Johnson in general, if they're able to get a first round pick for him, sure, I would consider trading him. But if you're expecting the Steelers to get a high round pick and just use that pick on a wide receiver anyway, then I don't get the decision that you would want the Steelers to trade Diontae Johnson. You're going to be drafting a wide receiver early with that pick because you would only have George Pickens and now Allen Robinson and only Calvin Austin. You're having Allen Robinson, who's really had 2 down years, and Calvin Austin, who's never played a snap in the NFL. Rarely, you would only have a second-year guy in George Pickens at wide receiver. So trading Diontae Johnson and picking a wide receiver early in this year's draft with that pick kind of just doesn't make sense, because you're having a hit on that pick. And if you don't, then you're going to be stuck in the mud with really only George Pickens at wide receiver. So if you're going to use that pick on a wide receiver anyway, what's the point of trading him just for a guy who's unproven in a rookie year contract? So let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about the situation with Diontae Johnson and everything I just laid out? Do you believe that Diontae Johnson really doesn't get the benefit of the doubt from the Steelers fans? And do you think my reasoning is right and you believe that he should stick around? Or do you believe still that we should just trade him, pick a wide receiver early in this draft class, and just hope that he pans out for the Steelers? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well, so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. Click the bell down below. I've been covering all of the free agency. I'm going to be covering all of the draft, every early pick for the Steelers, round 1, round 2, round 3, all of the rounds. I'm going to be covering it all. Stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.